In a small, quiet village surrounded by dense woods, there lived a boy named Liam. He was 12 years old, curious, and always wondering where others dared not go. The woods near his home had always been a source of wonder for him. The tall trees whispered secrets with every gust of wind, and the rustling leaves seemed to call out his name. But one afternoon, as the sun dipped low and painted the sky a fiery orange, Liam stumbled upon something that would change his life forever. While exploring deeper into the forest than ever before, Liam noticed a patch of earth that looked different from the rest. The ground was slightly sunken, and the soil was bare, as if nothing dared grow there. At its center stood a crude wooden marker, its surface worn smooth by time. No name, no date, just a single, deep scratch carved into it, a mark that looked like an eye. Liam knelt down and brushed the dirt with his hands. A cold shiver ran down his spine, and for a moment, the forest grew unnaturally quiet. He felt as if unseen eyes were watching him. The air thickened, and an uneasy feeling settled in his chest. Though he didn't know why, he whispered softly, "Who's there?" That night, as Liam lay in bed, strange dreams filled his mind. He saw a shadowy figure standing in a clearing, their face hidden, but their voice clear and sorrowful. "Help me," the voice begged. It was soft yet desperate, echoing in his mind like a haunting melody. "Find her. Make her pay. She betrayed me." When Liam woke, he was drenched in sweat. The dream felt real, as though the words had been whispered into his ear. He tried to shake it off, but the voice returned the next night, and the night after that. Over the following days, Liam began piecing together fragments of the spirit's story from the dreams. The voice belonged to a young man named Elias, who had lived in the village long ago. Elias had trusted a prophetess named Sibyl, a woman known for her visions and wisdom. She had promised him protection and a bright future, but instead, she led him to his death. Elias's body had been buried in secret, his story forgotten, his soul left to wander. The dreams grew more vivid. Liam saw glimpses of Sibyl's face, stern, with piercing eyes and a cruel smile. He saw flashes of Elias's life, his betrayal, and his final moments of despair. The spirit's pain was so intense that it seeped into Liam's waking hours. He began hearing whispers even when he was awake, his name carried on the wind. "Help me, Liam," the voice pleaded. "You must find her." Determined to uncover the truth, Liam began asking the elders in the village about Sibyl. Most dismissed him, calling her a legend or a myth. But one old woman, her voice trembling, told Liam the truth. Sibyl was real, she said, her eyes darting nervously around the room. She lived on the edge of the forest, near the cliffs. People thought she was a savior, but she was dangerous. She lured people with her promises, and some never returned. Armed with this knowledge, Liam ventured to the cliffs. He found the ruins of a small stone hut, its walls covered in moss and ivy. Inside, the air felt heavy, as if the place still held traces of Sibyl's power. As he searched, he discovered a hidden compartment in the floor. Inside was an old, cracked journal. The pages were filled with strange symbols and ominous writings, but one entry stood out. "Elias, the fool. He trusted me too easily. His faith was necessary, but his spirit lingers. It watches. I must silence it before it finds a voice." Liam's heart raced. The prophetess had known Elias's spirit would seek revenge. That night, Liam returned to the unmarked grave. He knelt by the marker and spoke aloud. "Elias, I found her. I know what she did." The wind picked up, swirling around him. The spirit's voice was clearer now, filled with both gratitude and anger. "You must burn her book. Destroy her lies." With trembling hands, Liam built a small fire and tossed the journal into the flames. As the fire consumed the pages, the forest seemed to hold its breath. A faint, otherworldly scream echoed through the trees, then silence. Elias's voice came one final time, softer now. "Thank you, Liam. I can rest." The sun rose the next morning, casting warm light over the forest. The unmarked grave was no longer cold and barren. Wildflowers had begun to bloom, a sign that Elias's soul had finally found peace. From that day on, Liam never heard the whispers again. But he often visited the spot where he had found the grave, feeling a quiet connection to the boy who had trusted him to right a terrible wrong. And though Sybil was gone, her story became a warning: not all promises are meant to be kept, and betrayal leaves scars even time cannot erase.